The English Education Act 1835 was a legislative act. This act provided the necessary permissions to relocate funds to spend on education, especially expansion of English education in India. They were to support establishments teaching a Western curriculum with English as the language of instruction. Together with other measures promoting English as the language of administration and of the higher law courts, this led eventually to English becoming one of the languages of India rather than simply the native tongue of its foreign rulers. And for this to take place, it became necessary to establish universities and other educational institutions. Frederick John was an English colonial administrator and statesman who served for several years as a governor of Queensland and New South Wales in Australia before becoming Viceroy of India. As Viceroy, he helped to institute reforms that increased Indian representation in government.
It's high time now. It's the right time to fulfill what Sir Macaulay had envisioned in 1835. I, Frederick John, I must fulfill Mr. Macaulay's unfinished work. English education is very, very important in India. And for that, universities must be established. It is better to learn English than Sanskrit and Arabic. And it is important too to learn English. If the Indians learn English, we can employ them. So, these universities will give the Indians an easy access to the English education and they will be anglicized. I need to approach the Crown for the necessary permissions to establish universities. Let me approach. They should give me the permissions. They have to.
Charles Wood was an Anglo-Indian Whig politician and Member of Parliament of the British Empire. He served as the Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1846 to 1852. As the President of Board of Control, Wood took a major step in spreading education in India when in 1854 he sent a dispatch to Lord Dalhousie, contemporary Governor-General of India.
As the President of the Board of Control, myself, Charles Wood, am taking a major step to spread the education throughout India. Therefore, I have few recommendations. Thus, I am reading it. At first, English education will enhance the moral character of Indians and thus supply EIC with a civil servant who can be trusted. Number 2, an education department was to be set up in every province. Number 3, universities on the model on London University be established in big cities such as Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. Number 4, at least one government school be opened in every district. Number 5, affiliated private schools should be given grant in aid. Number 6, the Indian natives should be given training in their mother tongue also. Number 7, provision was made for a systematic method of education from primary level to the university level. Number 8, the government should support education for women. Number 9, the medium of instruction at the primary level was to be vernacular, while at the higher levels it would be English. And number 10, promotion and stress on teachers' training at all levels. Thank you.
Spicy! Got the permissions. Now the universities will be established.
Howe University Howe, and the Governor General Lord Canning will be presiding as the first Chancellor of Calcutta University.
After the Woods Dispatch of 1854, there were certain measures taken which included promotions of English education, setting up of education departments in all provinces, and setting up of new institutions like Calcutta University, the University of Bombay, and the University of Madras in 1857. The first chancellor of the Calcutta University was Governor General Lord Canning, and the Vice Chancellor was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Sir William Colville.
Lord Canning was an English statesman and Governor General of India during the Indian Rebellion of 1857 and the first Viceroy of India after the transfer of power from the East India Company to the crown of Queen Victoria in 1858 after the rebellion was crushed.
In my opinion, enough classes have been taken, and so it's time that we commence the very first exams in the university level at Calcutta University.
In 1858, a year after CU was founded, its first BA exam was held. According to the syndicate records of the university, 13 candidates applied for the exam, out of which 3 did not appear fully or partly for the 6-day-long examination, and remaining 10 candidates failed the exam. The Board of Examiners took 3 months to declare the exam results to the syndicate on April 24th with its recommendations for approval.
What is this? How is it possible that not even one student has passed the examination?
After no student passed the exam, the board held special interview so that the university can have its first graduates.
Bankim Chandra Chatterjee was an Indian novelist, poet, and journalist. He served as a deputy magistrate in the Indian Civil Service from 1858 to 1891. He composed Vande Mataram, a Sanskrit poem, in 1870 in his novel Anandamot. The first 2 verses of the song were adopted as the national song in October 1937. It was the language paper he had failed during his exams in the Calcutta University.
My only question to you is, how did you fail in the Bengali examination? You are supposed to speak in Bengali. Your mother tongue is Bengali, yet you failed in the examination. Can you please provide me enough valid reasons behind it?
Lord Canning, first of all, you must be aware of the fact that a person learns his vernacular through the usage in daily life. I must admit that I have not performed well enough in the examination, and it is the great scholar and educator Sri Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar who has evaluated, and he has given his verdict. So I think it will be better for you to leave it to him and get out of the concern. And in the recent future and in the distant future, I will try my best to learn from the great scholars and other teachers to improve myself.
And you? What about you, Mr. Bose? Why did you fail in the examinations? Why couldn't you score enough marks?
Jodunath Bose was one of the students among the 10 who had appeared for 6 days long examinations. But he also failed in 1 subject out of 6 subjects.
So the reason why I failed in my own mother tongue is due to my misjudgment that I will pass very easily in Bengali as I am using it since my childhood. But unfortunately, I failed utterly. But this time, I will try my best to pass this quiz.
The board has decided to give you both 7 grace marks so that you reach the cutoff for the passing marks. Therefore, both of you become the first graduates